reporter just yelled at the president as he was walking out, what about the prisoner tomorrow? President Trump just sort of let it slip. There'll be someone else coming out tomorrow. And that was it. I'm getting the list of prisoners up right now who are still detained. I don't know who it could possibly be, but that was a hell of a sort of a cliffhanger to that incredible press conference. Let me just give you the highlights, lowlights here. That, you know, Marc Fogel said that he was in the hospital for 100+ days while he was incarcerated over 3.5 years in Russia, that he was given over 400 injections. He didn't say what kind of injections or what kind of illness, or if it was not illness and it was something else that was going on. He said these were very trying times, extremely trying, other times manageable. He's headed for a tour of the Lincoln bedroom right now, just so that you know why we're off the live. The president has taken him out of the diplomatic reception room where he was draped in the United States flag. I don't know if he's holding on to a beer, but I sure hope it's a really good, strong American beer, because he deserves that at the very least. Other really critical things that were said here. Marc Fogel said that he wanted to thank President Putin, surprisingly, for his generosity and statesmanship in granting him the pardon. That's a big deal, because the reporters followed up with, well, what were the conditions? And President Trump said that they were very fair. The terms were very fair, and someone will be coming out tomorrow. That's what perked me right away. Like, well, whoa, hang on, what terms? Who's the person coming out tomorrow? And then the president continued by saying that this could be a very big part of ending the war in Ukraine. He said, we made progress on the war. He then said to Marc Fogel, you look very good. And Marc Fogel said, well, the expectations are low. I want to bring in two of my colleagues, Leland Vittert, who has hosted the new 9 o'clock program here on primetime on NewsNation, and Robert Sherman, who is our White House correspondent on NewsNation. I'm going to go to you, Robert Sherman, because you're the White House correspondent. This was all a big surprise to many of us. I'm guessing a surprise to you, but maybe not. Give me your just sort of reflections as you saw what we just saw.
You know, I mean, the big thing here is that the way that this was framed by the White House today is that this is paving the road for these conversations to be taking place between Russia, Ukraine, with the United States playing that mediating role. And I think that there was one detail in there that was brushed over a little bit. He said Steve Witkoff went to go get him in Russia. You really haven't seen United States diplomats doing anything like that with Russia in a formal capacity since this war broke out with Ukraine. It's been a very strained relationship between the United States and Russia, those releases coming last year notwithstanding. So, I mean, that's a significant element to all of this here. I mean, I just think it's incredible. You listen to the stories that he tells and, you know, how trying these last 6 days were, and how someone with a mask came to collect him from his cell, and then he all of a sudden finds himself here. I mean, it does go to show how quickly things move here. And I mean, just the way that you're seeing these diplomatic channels open between the United States and Russia, and you're getting movement of any kind, and politics aside, you get the most ideal outcome out of this situation, which is an American home. I mean, certainly things look different, with apparently more on the way, as the president said, tomorrow.
Yeah, that was such, like I said before, a cliffhanger, just sort of gobsmacked that there'll be another one tomorrow. So you mentioned Steve Witkoff. I was actually in the process of mentioning Steve Witkoff when the president began speaking, so I just, you know, stopped. He is Donald Trump's appointee as the United States Special Envoy to the Middle East, and he left Russia with Marc Fogel, as Robert Sherman just reported. You could hear the president calling off camera to Steve in the room, and presumably that's who he was speaking with. So, Leland, big picture here. I never trust the government. I'm just one of those people. And I always think, look, this is all great, but I'm not Pollyanna. You don't get something for nothing. And he said the terms were fair, but he didn't say what the terms are. But then he also mentioned part of this will help end the war in Ukraine. I see that as two gives from Russia, no give from the U.S. What are you seeing?
Well, the question would be, what terms does the war in Ukraine end on? So you think about this, it's now early in the morning in Germany, where J.D. Vance, the vice president, is about to meet with President Zelensky of Ukraine. So there are no coincidences.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.